Alright guys, I got my resin nice and warmed up. All the bubbles came to the top. I just have to get it out of the warm water and wipe it off because water and resin don't match. They don't go together. So, what we're going to do, oh, I got something stuck in that one. Let's see if I can wipe it out. Something's in there. Let's get that out of there. Out, out, out you come. Put that up there so I don't spill. Sometimes you just gotta be mindful. There we go. Okay. Now, so this one here, I'm just going to pour some resin in. I gotta take the bubbles off the top of this. Get rid of those. We got lots of little bubbles in here. Which I have to get rid of. No bubbles. Okay. Now. Gee, it's so long since I've done a video. I kind of forget how. Alright, so let's just pour some clear in here. Just some plain clear. Once I get the crystals in, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to top coat it. Once I see how it works out here. Okay, so now this one here I'm going to put the Citrine on. I gotta make sure that you guys can see me. Can you see me? Yes, you can. Okay, that's a good thing. So this one here, I'm going to put this, I'm going to move that over a little bit. Any more bubbles coming up? We got to get rid of the bubbles first. So we'll just give it a second. I just wanted to see what real crystals look like when I put them in the coasters. And then if it works out really good, like I want it to, I am then going to do a bigger one. So you can stay tuned for that one. So let's see how we get rid of all these bubbles. Let's go a little higher. Get rid of them all. Normally I would use a flame, but I don't like to do that because I'm notorious for catching my stuff on fire and then I ruin my molds. So this way I can just keep it concentrated. Alright, how does that look? Are the bubbles gone? Looks good to me. So let's get this plastic wrap in here and try and lay it down as flat as possible. And remember, don't push it over the edges. Just try to keep air bubbles out, if possible. A lot of little ones. You want to keep them out of there. Just try to get rid of them. And it's going to be squishy anyways. Come on, bubble pop. I'll get you. I will get you. Pop. Gotcha. Okay, so then just lay it down nice and easy. And then we're just going to squish. What I want to do is see if I can make some rows. Like if you make rows across, then you could put the crystals in them. I've wanted to do this for quite a while, but I had to wait for some crystals to come in just to make the top so that it's kind of not flat. So let's see what that does. Okay, we can put that to the side. and just let it settle in. All right, now, in the meantime, we're going to take this one. And this one here, we're just going to put crystals in. So let me bring it close so we can see what I'm doing. All right, so now, I'm going to take the citrine and I'm going to put it in the center. Look how pretty. Those are citrine, and I'm just going to put them in the center. I should have a spoon or something up here. I guess I don't have one. What can I use? What can I use? What can I use? I'll just use a stick, I guess, but I need a bigger one. Alright, let's get a bigger stick. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to put the citrine in the center. Now, I hope this works. Come on, go in the center. Put the citrine in the center. Those are so pretty. Alright, then we're going to do amethyst. Now we're going to do amethyst. I'm just going to try and sprinkle some, if possible. And then I'll move it with the stick. Let's do amethyst. Are they ever beautiful? Look at the color on those. Wow. Absolutely gorgeous. That's how you can tell they're real. They're beautiful. Get the amethyst in there. Because I thought if I put them in first, we're going to get a lot of air bubbles. And I don't want bubbles. You can see I'm getting some, but... Alright, so that's the amethyst. Now let's try... What should we put? Let's do Lapis next. See if we can do those. And they are on the heavy side, so you got to remember they're going to drop down. Okay, so that's the lapis. And these are 100% real crystal. You can look it all up on Google. Look up lapis and look up citrine, look up amethyst. I just thought this would be really pretty. I might want to put some more amethyst in there. I don't know. Alright, let's try a lighter blue. I need a cloth here. A squat towel. I don't want my stick to get too heavy with. Okay, let's try tiger's eye next. See, I got the tiger's eye. Let's try some tiger's eye next. And there is no thing to this. I'm just randomly putting them in. So all I'm doing is randomly putting them in. I can see some air bubbles coming up. Now I'm going to push them over. You don't want them too straggly. And it doesn't matter if you have more on one side than on the other. You know, just make it however you want to make it. And I see air bubbles. You're going to hear the heat gun go off a little bit because I want to keep on top of these air bubbles and bust them as they come up. Okay. Now, how about some red jasper? Look at that. Beautiful red jasper. And just, these are a little bit bigger so they can go on the outside. I love playing with this stuff. So see, you can just put them wherever you want to put them. Just have to make sure that they're in the resin good. But then I'm going to come by and put a top coat on them anyways. Then let's brighten it up with some aquamarine. How pretty. Aren't they gorgeous? Beautiful aquamarine. They're quite clear, but they're blue. I'm hoping they hold their blue. Oops. They put quite a few together, and the blue will come out. I just thought this was a very different project to do. And I haven't done anything for so long. I missed everybody. Alright, this one is, oh, I forget, Amazonite. This one is Amazonite. I was thinking of doing a beach scene with this one. Just going to sprinkle it around. Because I thought that would be cool in the sand on a beach. You never know, I might do it. I want to see what the crystals look like when they're put in resin. So far I like it. I like it a lot. Now I'm going to try as hard as I can to keep the black obsidian as close to the edge as possible. My fingers will let me do it. I'm going to go get a little spoon. That's what I need. A little spoon to control it a little bit better. But you know what? Mixed up like that doesn't look so bad either. A couple of them got away from me. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to underdo it either. Get in there. And if anybody knows anything about crystals, you will know that these are chakra colors. And the one that I'm doing right now, black obsidian, keeps you grounded. But you can look up all of the different ones online if you like, the crystals. Now, hopefully that is not going to move around too much. Oops. Here's the black one. And we can get them all in there, flat, without too many bubbles. You just have to make sure they're not sticking up. I'm going to put a little bit more in this area, but I might add, I might add some amethyst in there just, well, I like amethyst. Number one, and number two, add a little bit of purple color on the outside. And we'll see what this is going to look like after it's all cured. I thought it was something different than sparkles to do, like glitter and sparkles and all that stuff. I just thought this was something kind of neat and different. Alright, so let's get some more of the resin poured in there. Yep, gotta do bubbles first. I can see a lot of bubbles. Got to be very careful of your bubbles. I might put some more citrine in the middle. Because it doesn't look like it's very deep in there. I'm going to put some more citrine in the middle. Doesn't look like it has enough. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Now I gotta flatten it down. And you know, sometimes you just gotta come up with some different ideas for your resin and see how it works. Now what was I gonna do? Oh, more bubbles. More bubbles, more bubbles. I'm definitely gonna put a little bit more of this in. This Amazonite. And if you can see already, the crystals are dropping to the bottom. So you won't have a rough outside, and then when I put the top layer on, just checking my other one to make sure it's giving me. Okay. Now let's put the rest of this on. See how we do here. Just gonna lock all of those crystals in and fill up the coaster. Make sure it's all in there so they all go to the bottom. And I think I timed my resin pretty darn good. We're not doing it for a while. Sometimes, you know, with art, you just have to kind of take your time, and if you don't feel it, don't do it. Alright, that's it for that. So we have Citrine, Amethyst, Lapis Lazuli, Amazonite, Aquamarine, Red Jasper, Tiger's Eye, and Black Obsidian all in here. And I think that looks pretty. How are you seeing it? I could bring it a little closer to you. Well, no, I can't. Okay. Do it this way, maybe. There we go. Now you can see it real pretty. Alright, now we got some bubbles to get rid of. Again, yes, there's lots of bubbles. Then I'll bring you down and show you what I just did. Now, that looks pretty good. I think that's going to be very pretty. Hopefully they won't go all congregate in the center. They'll keep their place. I hope. Okay, so I'm going to take you back out so you're not so sorry about all the wobbling. I'll bring you down here and I'll show you what I did. So in the center is Citrine. So you can see the Citrine in here. It's yellow. And then we've got the Amethyst. And the Lapis Lazuli is the blue. The, Amazonite are the small blue chips. We got Red Jasper. We've got Black Obsidian. We've got Tiger's Eye in there. Could have probably put a little more Tiger's Eye in here rather than just at the top. But you know, you got to experiment with stuff, right? And then I've got this one sitting over here. Now that one is going to cure, and I'm not going to touch that one other than wait for it to basically dry. Now usually it depends on what resin you use, but it's usually overnight or in 4 or 5 hours. Now, it's about noon here in Saskatchewan, so I'll probably come back up in 3 hours and I'll check it, and if it's ready to come off, then we're going to take all of these crystals and do exactly what we did with this one, but with lines across it, and see if we can come up with some pretty cool pattern on that one after I remove the saran wrap. So please stay tuned. I hope you like this. I'm just gonna come back up in a little bit and shoot some more air bubbles out of there, and I hope, keeping my fingers crossed, that the crystals stay where they are put. So I know to you it's going to be in less than a second. Snap your fingers and it'll be already done, but I have to wait a couple hours. So that's it for me for today, for now. Sorry, not for today, for now. And as soon as I catch up with all of this processing, I will be back up to show you the result, and then we will make that one. Well, I am back, guys. I left you at 12 o'clock. It is now 10:30 p.m. Same day. So I came up and I checked them, and it looks like they're ready to come apart. So I'm going to take the saran wrap off. That's now garbage. And I can see some resin that has kicked out over the sides. But once it's all done, I can just snip that off with some snippers. But let's check on this one first. Let's see how we did. Now, it's not completely solid because it's going to take 24 to 48 hours to be completely solid. But I can unmold it. And that's what it looks like. That's going to be the bottom, I think. Depends on what the other side looks like. But remember, we put the citrine and we put the amethyst and the lapis lazuli and the, my brain. The, tiger's eye, and some of the aquamarine and the red jasper and the black obsidian around it. So let's have a look and see what we got. It's the first time I'm seeing it too. I'm kind of excited. It looks like I did pretty good on the bubbles. Not too many bubbles there. All right, she's out. She's out, she's out, she's out. So that's what the bottom looks like. And I'm going to turn her over and see. Beautiful. Oh, that turned out perfect. That turned out perfect. I love it. I think I'm going to be doing more of crystals in resin. I really like that. Wow. That is amazing. Love it, love it. The only thing though is the citrine didn't come out quite as much as I'd like it to. So maybe what I might do next time, so you can see through it, but maybe what I might do next time is use like the citrine around in here. That looks pretty darn cool, if I say so myself. Wow. Actually, either side is pretty cool. And if you notice, there's not as many crystals on this side as there are on this side. So I think if instead of just having tiger's eye here, if I make it a whole rounding part. But anyway, that will be for another day. That turned out really neat. All right, now this one here. This is the one I decided to do the plastic wrap on and just leave some valleys and stuff that we can put some crystals in. All right, so I'm going to start out with a row of black obsidian. And learning from that one, I'm going to put more in than I did on the first one. So that is my black obsidian. And then I'm going to push it down to make sure it goes in all those little valleys and see if it makes a difference. It may not, but why not try? You know, why not? Why not? And I'm going to put a top coat on this anyways to seal these all in. Okay, so that is the black obsidian. Now let's go up with the tiger's eye. There's the tiger's eye, and we'll go and put some of that in there. Tiger's eye really shows up really good in this. And I want to kind of keep it tight. And you got to watch because some of the crystals are a lot bigger than other crystals. You can see the difference in those crystals. Some of them are a lot bigger than the other ones, so you got to be careful with the bigger crystals that they sit in like a little valley there. Otherwise, when you go to put your top coat on, it's not going to come out right. See, there's another big one that has to get pushed down. And another one there. Okay. And this is tacky. I wouldn't call it sticky. I would just call it tacky. So like if I touch it, it's not sticking to my finger, but it is tacky. All right, so that's that one. I might want to put some yellow in there. Let me put some citrine in that and lighten that bottom up, because the citrine isn't really, and I don't think that this one's going to be a coaster. Oh, look at those beautiful citrine. Those are gorgeous. Look at these ones. Wow, those are pretty. You can make a ring out of those. They'd be beautiful. Too bad I wasn't into making jewelry. Just to lighten that up a little bit. This might be like a really nice, you know, something you hang in your window. Like a sun catcher. Now, some of these amethyst are pretty big. And some of them, well, that one's all stuck together. Huh. But some of them are pretty big amethyst pieces. So I might just try and do a row if I can. If they'll go in there. See, I got to push pretty hard for it to go down. That's not easy to do. I try and find some big ones. Keep my row going. If I can gather some big long ones. There's one. Okay, citrine, move out of the way. Then I'm just going to pour some resin on top to lock these all in. And see what we end up with. One never knows when you're playing with resin. It's a lot of fun to play. Not quite a row in there, Belinda. You're not going straight. Go straight. Well, I don't really want it straight, but okay, so that's the amethyst. And then let's go to Aquamarine. Such a pretty crystal. Such a beautiful crystal. Actually, let's put that at the top because that's more like the sky. Not that I'm making anything like a picture or anything, but you never know what you're going to turn out with. This one's Aquamarine, a very expensive crystal. Oh, look at that gorgeous one. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. Let me get my little stick here and, oops, almost dumped them all over. Oops. Oh, that's not gonna work. I'm pinging them everywhere. See, like I say, it's sticky, but it's not. Oh, get back there. It's sticky, but it's not, it won't stick to my finger. But it'll take the impression. Now that one is really pretty. Alright, let me see if I got some more pretties in here. Hey, my little pretties. Okay. I want quite a few of these in here. I like blue. But you can only take it up so high. And I think I may have to end up doming. And doming is just where you pretty much filled up your coat or your mold. You've pretty much filled up your mold. There really isn't any more room inside the mold, so you just put resin on top of what you've got. Let's do some Lapis. Actually, let's get all of these crystals in there. I don't want to lose any of my crystals. I want to keep my crystals because they be beautiful. My fingers could pick them up. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, is just doing like a top coat on top. So let's make some blue. Darken this up a little bit. Those aquamarines are just gorgeous. And some of these are really big. They're actually chips. Look at the size of that. My glove will show you. Some of these are pretty big. So I'm trying to use the little ones. See the difference between the two? Trying to keep the big ones at one end. And then get these little ones in here. And I think I'm going to end up doming the top of this because there's really no room left in the mold. Am I still recording? Am I? Is it recording? Yes, it's still recording. Okay. I was looking at the wrong place on my phone. Just got to push this all in there. Okay. I think that's enough lapis. How about some red jasper? Let's do some red jasper just because we can. Wow, that's a really big piece of red jasper. Some of these are more like chips rather than not chips, but chunks rather than chips. Because chips are supposed to be little. I'm going to take that one big one out because it's too big. Put a couple of little ones in there. Okay. Now, let's take some azurite. I'll put some of these in. And remember, the bottom is the top and the top is the bottom. So when you take it out of the mold, whatever you see on the top actually goes on the bottom. But on this one, I think it looks more like I'm going to have this as the top. Because usually this should be the bottom. But doing it this way, I think I'll have this as the top. And that, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 7. So that is all of them. So now I'm going to go and mix my resin, and I'm going to put it on the top. Let me just put these back all in there. Clean that little bit of a mess up. Just makes it a little more fancy. Because I don't think this mold is going to hold that much resin. So I want to be really, really careful. Because if it overflows, you're just going to have, like I'm going to have a whole lot to cut off of this once it's done. So I will be right back with my resin. Sorry about that. I forgot to put my do not disturb on my phone. Ugh, the things that come through your phone when you don't want them to. Okay, we can see I'm going to put another stick under this end, just so that doesn't go over the edge. I'd rather it be heavy in the middle than over the edges. Much rather it be heavy in the middle, because then that would be a better doming. As you can see, a lot of the bubbles are coming to the surface now. That's good, because I'm going to break them. I kind of like those colors. Kind of cool. Alright, let's get the heat on them. Let's break them bubbles up. Well, I think I'm going to be a lover of crystals in resin. I think I am really going to like this. I got a bubble there. I want to get rid of it. So, in comparison, leave me a comment down below. Which one do you prefer? Do you like this? Do you like the crystals? You like them as much as I do? I love crystals. Crystals, I don't know, they're addicting. And I think they're just so beautiful. Well, you can tell because of the bracelets I'm wearing, which my girlfriend made me. Well, now, how's that look for bubbles? Do we have any bubbles? Sometimes if you look on the side, you can see I'm going to need some more resin right there, because that one is sticking up too high. And hope it stays right there. If you look on the side, you can see it sticking up. And you don't want it sticking up. That's going to make it too rough. And I'm not sanding the top of this down. Oh, I see an amethyst is sticking up. I am absolutely not going to sand crystals. No, 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 no. That would be a big, huge no-no. No-no to me. Alright, we'll let the air bubbles come up a little bit more. What do you think of the crystals in the resin? I rather like them. And see, all I'd have to do is drill a hole in either the top here or the bottom there, anywhere actually, drill a hole through, which is very easy to do. And you can either put a string or a chain or a ribbon, and you could hang it on your window, and all the sun would come through. I think what I'm going to do tomorrow when the sun comes up, I will do just that, and I will show you what it looks like in the window. I think I'll do that. That sounds like a plan. Now, I don't see too many other bubbles that need to be loosened up. but I'm going to hit it with a little bit of heat just in case there's a little bit more that I'm not seeing. It looks like I pretty much got them all. So now this has to set overnight, and it's going to be interesting because remember, this is the one that had the sandpaper. Oh, we're running over the side. Another stick, quick. Get another stick under there. Probably because I heated up the resin. Now it's going over on this side. Try and get it to come back. And now if it's going to come over on this side, I'm going to have to put one under there. Oh my goodness. Stay in the middle. Go to the middle. Go to the middle. Don't run over the side. Okay, it's probably because I heated it up with the heat gun. That's probably why it went over that way. No matter. Everything's cool. When you're dealing with art, everything works. After all, art is in the eye of the beholder. So they say. So now this one was the one where we used saran wrap. It's going to be very interesting to see what the other side looks like. Now normally what I would have done was I would have mica powdered that pattern that was in there, and then I would have poured black on top of it. Then when you turn it over, you have a beautiful effect. I don't have a coaster handy here. I may have sold them all out, I'm not sure. I don't have one handy here to show you. I do have another video up if you want to go and see those coasters. I believe it's right on my front of the YouTube tube. But anyways, I don't think I'm going to put a backing on this. I want to see, because I need dry hands to pick this up. But gloves, because I don't want fingerprints. I rather like the way this came out, where it's kind of see-through-y. Because I think looking on the window with the light coming through, I think that will look really cool. So I don't really want to put a back on it. I digress. I've got a mess over here again, and I just had that sitting in it. Oh, I'm so messy. Anywho, that is it, and I will be back in the morning to unmold this one, and we will have a look. To you, it's just going to be the next couple seconds, but we will have a look and see what side we like the best, or if I should put a backing on one of them. But I think I'm going to leave this more as like a sun catcher, because I rather think that's very pretty. Well, thank you very much for watching. Well, to you, it's going to be the next frame on the video, but to me, I'm going to go to bed and see what it looks like in the morning. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. I'll be sitting here popping bubbles for a little while, and I will see you in the morning. Alrighty, but to you, it'll be in a second or two. I'll be back. Okay, so there you go. It hangs up for you. You can put it in your window. You can see all the colors. I got a little bit of a shadow because it's a bright day outside today. But anyways, it kind of gives you an idea of what we can do with crystals and resin. Yeah. That other one that I did, I don't really see, I put the saran wrap in it, and I don't really see where it is any different than this one. So I think both sides are equal, as far as I'm concerned anyways. So there's no sense in putting saran wrap in it. It doesn't work. But you know what? You never know till you try something, right? So leave a comment below. What do you think of these? How do you like them? Unfortunately, the shadow is casting. There we go. If I kind of move it over that way. The shadow's kind of casting because the window's right here. But let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like this process. Take care and have yourself a great day. Bye for now.